Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another horrific review. Right, we are steaming along nicely. What are we about? 4 movies in now. Let's keep going. So, as part of the movie marathon, I'm now doing a BloodRayne 3, which I actually thought I was going to hate after the second one, but this is actually all right. Believe it or not, this is a far superior movie than even the first one. Like, they did all right here. Different actors playing Rayne again, and I have to admit, the makeup was a bit cheesy, and the leather hat thing she was wearing at the start. But she's actually a better actress, she's better physicality about her, and kind of got that sort of jaded 20th century thing about her. As I said, during World War II, fighting the Nazis, they start off, they're liberating a POW camp or an extermination camp. So that ensues. The thing is that she's still doing the lone wolf thing. So she just happens to coincide her attack with that of a bunch of resistance fighters, which is fair enough. But the whole point of the story is she goes to take out one of the commandants, stabs him with a. She gets shot. She stabs him with a pole because somebody sneaks up behind her. She needs to replenish, so she bites him. Unknowingly to her, she didn't stab him through the heart. So she accidentally made another Damphir. Not a vampire, but one of her, which is something she swore never to do. So with that being said, this is I suppose this might sound awful, but the good thing about this era as source material for horror movies is you don't have to stretch too far from the reality of what's going on. It really, there were batshit crazy people. This the Nazis were like mental. Like, there's no other word for it. Absolutely freaking bonkers. And it's not even the extermination, but the experiments. That's the real sinister side that I think it's only the horror movies actually touch on what these lunatics got up to. But in this universe, anyway, the Nazis, of course, are aware of vampires, and we get this crazy Nazi scientist who is experimenting on vampires, basically torturing one and mutilating it to basically record how well it can regenerate. You actually feel sorry for the vampire, and that's that it's on his table, if that makes sense. But basically, what happens is this attack's happened. It's later on, and you've got basically another unit coming to back up, and then that's when they find the commandant. The fact that he's still alive, they then go to this scientist, commandeer him to basically go and investigate what's happened. So the commandant's been turned. He's a daywalker, not a normal vampire. And unlike the other one, which is strange because they say they're mindless beasts, but yet we've seen even in this universe, not vampire lore, but this universe is vampire lore, that they're not the turn and they've still got the human faculties. Bit of a strange one, but they're trying to differentiate between a vampire and a Damphir. I get what they're trying to do. And to be honest, it's not that clumsy. It's okay. Because there's enough. The characters are actually quite decent. This is cheap. Like, there's no getting away from that. This is a cheap movie, but it's not bad. It actually quite surprised me how decent a watch this was. I was actually engaged. Where the second one there, I was switched off, going to hurry up and get this over and done with. This one, you're going along with the plot, and then you see the application. So the fact that up until that moment, basically the story is she's being careful, and she let the anger of what's going on basically made her slip her guard, which in the whole setting makes sense. Cool. She has this is set. I don't know if it's the eastern Russian side of Germany, like to the east of it, but they're on the border of Germany, because it's not that far stretch to get to Berlin. So it's in around that region, even though everyone has an American accent and they don't even try. It's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And the actress that plays Rayne in this is Norwegian, but yeah, she's a full-on American accent. But you know what? Yeah, let it, for the sake of this, I'm not going to complain because it just fits in with the story. Like I said, the crack on. This is a popcorn flick, but there's actually a bit of tension in it, and there's a bit of consequences for your actions. So if you carry out certain actions, you don't think them through, there's consequences, which for a movie like this is quite deep. I've seen movies attempt to be deep and have no substance whatsoever. So for this, then maybe do it accidentally. For one, I believe there's a game. There is a BloodRayne 3 game that's based on this, so it might be similar to the plot of that. I haven't played it. In fact, I haven't played BloodRayne. God, when was that a PS3 one? Back in the day, or PS2? I think it's an old game at the end of the day, and yeah, I just never got around to it. But I think this might explain that they're using the plot of the game. Then it will explain why it's coherent, because obviously gameplay, you need the plot to carry on through the levels, or else people lose their interest. That's why games are being adapted today, because there are actually better plots built in, because you need somebody invested to spend 20 hours on a product. A movie you can forget in like an hour, 20 minutes, be done with it and forget when you leave the door. But if somebody's going to purchase a game and they're going to spend time on it, and then obviously today stream on it, but obviously games are shit now. But back then, word of mouth, you were going to play the game, you're going to talk about it. So it made sense to have good writers that actually made plots, and that's why they're enduring and being mined for content now. But yeah, we've got this whole setup. So we'll see the turning of the Commandant. We'll see the Santa's brought in, he's studying him. They then, Rayne has a hideout. She actually interacts with the local population. So she goes to, there's a bordello in town, she goes there every so often for a massage. One of the girls, there's a bit of a thing between the girl and one of the girls and the madam. So she's, spiteful, wants to take over. So when an incident breaks out in the bordellos, one of the soldiers is about to get about two handsy with one of the masseuses. The Rayne steps in, but this girl goes and busy snitches on her. She then gets bitten and kept in a cage, and it's what we're seeing is that it's only people that are directly bitten by Rayne. I think that's the point of it. Was the Commandant bit her, but she's still a vampire. So it's only the direct bite from the Damphair that creates other Damphairs. And it's only her blood directly causes this. So what the plan is, obviously they want to, it's part of the Super Soldier program, which was a thing. And we know that towards the end, they were looking into the occult, science and magic and all sorts of weird and gnarly stuff. So it all fits in. So that's basically what they're trying to do, get her blood. So they ambush her, they manage to get some of her blood to test the fact that it does what it's meant to. And then it's actually one of the lieutenants who was a friend of the Commandant gets turned as well as a, because he's a tracker. I don't know how that works. Having skills in tracking doesn't turn you into a bloodhound. It's weird. It's very strange, but these sort of movies you have to kind of be loose with. You just sort of go along and nod. And like I said, this makes a better effort than most. There's a lot of movies like it just hurts your brain to watch, but this actually makes an effort with a coherent plot. So every time they have the odd slip up, it's fine. Not afraid they don't shy away from sex in this one, which was cool because they didn't do that in the first one. The second one, they kind of completely shied away from it, but then that actress was a wooden plank, so no reason anyway. But yeah, a couple of nice sex scenes. The weirdest one was when Rayne gets captured and she's in the back of the the prison wagon with one of the resistance fighters. Neither of them are chained up, and there's no guards actually inside. So they get to have a bit of rumpy pumpy and like a full on sex scene in the back of the thing as it goes before they get rescued. Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, the plan is harvest her blood, make the Fuhrer immortal, and then use as much as they can to make super soldiers, immortal super soldiers. That was the plan. So they're trying to stop her. They also capture one of the operatives, Magda, which annoyed me a bit because they tried to say she was the one who broke the Enigma code and not Alan Turing, which is disrespectful to him. You know, just random character. But they didn't have to bring that into it. That was a bit annoying. But the fact that she was basically the intelligence operative, she had all the maps and secrets, because that's the way terrorist cells work as well. You give one person all the information of all the cells. That's how it works. So if they get captured and tortured, they give it all over. That was my only real problem, where I lost it a bit with the plot, because it's a bit silly. I can understand her being valuable and needing to rescue her, and then basically what they're showing is she got bitten, and if somebody gets bitten, they become loyal to their master, which doesn't work in the Commandant's series, case. He's not loyal to Rayne. This is where it sort of falls off a bit, but thankfully those moments don't last too long. So you kind of gloss over them for basically the plot to happen. So essentially, what the big plot is, what's left of the resistance fighters have to break Rayne out of the convoy before she gets to Berlin, because if she gets there, then that's it, game over, So to do that, she rescues a big fight scene. And her fighting the Commandant at the end was quite cool. And just the end, there's no mess about. Smashes his head with a brick, just goosh. End of story. So all the mythos about crosses and stakes through heart and all just goes out the window. That just a big rock. Sometimes you need that. And then see her carrying on, as the war takes part. So, yeah. All in all, it's actually a good movie. So if you watch BloodRayne 1 just to get the universe set up, and if you watch BloodRayne 3, ignore number 2. Not a bad series. And yeah, I'm not 100% fussed in the first one, but it's good for world building, and it's a nice atmosphere. Just the plot and the acting kind of leaves a bit to be desired. But this one is actually a vast improvement, definitely, than in 2. So it's worth a watch. Skip 2 and watch this one. But there you go. What have we got next? I think we've got Candyman next. Let's have a nosy. Next, we have Candyman 2, Farewell to the Flesh. So that'll be a cool one to check out. I haven't seen that one in years. God, I haven't seen the sequels of these. Like, probably, I've maybe watched them once or twice in my life. That's why I had it on the list. Because obviously we've done Candyman remake, soft reboot, sequel, whatever the hell that was. Obviously a Clive Barker fan, so looking forward to this one. So let's see how it goes. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, and until next time, keep up the channel, do the type of things, and remember to keep creepy, keep it horrific.